In a clearing in the South American jungle, there is a metal cup. It is nothing. Tin, dented, army surplus. A camp has hundreds of them. But this cup has been filled and emptied again and again for more than a year. Always at night, always on command. The people who drank from it were told each time that the drink was poison. It never was. Until the 18th of November, 1978. By nightfall, 918 people are dead. Indianapolis, 1955. A young preacher opens a church that lets anyone through the door, black and white, side by side. In segregated Indiana, that is dangerous and brave. His name is Jim Jones. His congregation calls him Father. The sermons heal people. Tumors pulled from throats right on stage. The tumors are chicken livers. The healed are staff planted in the crowd. But no one checking the miracle wants it to be false. 1965. Father announces the world will burn in nuclear fire, and only one valley in California is safe. 140 families pack their lives and follow him west. It works, so it grows. San Francisco, Los Angeles, a fleet of buses, thousands of members, politicians on the platform grateful for the votes. And underneath the growth, a quieter machinery. New members write confessions, real or invented, and sign them. Insurance, Father calls it. Homes are signed over, paychecks, custody of children. Families are seated apart at services. Informants report on pillow talk. Anyone can leave, but the confession stays, the house stays, the children stay. In August 1977, a magazine prepares to print what the defectors know. Father reads the article by phone before it runs. Then he boards a plane. He has spent 3 years preparing a place, 3,800 acres of leased jungle, 150 miles from the capital of Guyana. He calls it the Promised Land. The letters home call it paradise. Within months, 1,000 people live here. A pavilion with a tin roof, rows of benches, cabins, rice fields, a single radio link to the outside world. Passports are collected at the gate for safekeeping. The nearest road ends at a river. The nearest town is a day away. There is nowhere to walk to. The loudspeakers never turn off. Father's voice, hour after hour. News of enemies closing in, of mercenaries in the tree line, of a world on fire beyond the jungle. Letters out are read first. Letters in are read first. The news is what the speakers say it is. 11 hours in the fields, rice for breakfast, rice for dinner, meetings past midnight. Tired people do not plan. Hungry people do not argue. Some nights a siren cuts the dark. Everyone to the pavilion. The guards form a ring, and Father announces, "The enemy is here. The time has come." A vat is carried out. Cups are filled. Everyone drinks. He tells them it is poison. He watches. 45 minutes later, he smiles. It was a test, a rehearsal. They call these nights white nights. There are many of them. Practice does something quiet and terrible. The unthinkable becomes a procedure. The procedure becomes a habit. In June 1978, a woman who escaped signs a sworn statement in San Francisco. She describes the rehearsals. She warns in writing, they are practicing to die, and one night it will be real. Almost no one acts on it. One man does, a California congressman with relatives of members in his district. In November, he flies down with journalists and worried families. He lands at a red dirt airstrip 6 miles from the settlement. Jonestown puts on its best face, a concert, a feast, dancing under the tin roof. The cameras see happy people. Most of them are happy, or close enough to it, in front of the guards. Then in the crowd, a hand touches a reporter's arm. A folded note changes owners. 6 words, "Help us get out of Jonestown." By morning, 16 people are standing in the open, asking to leave with the congressman. Father watches them gather. He gives each defector a handshake. His face is calm. The speakers are quiet. The trucks leave for the airstrip in the afternoon rain. At 4:45, as the planes load, a tractor rolls out of the tree line. Men from the settlement security squad open fire on the planes. The congressman is killed, 3 journalists, 1 defector. A congressman of the United States murdered on a jungle airstrip. There is no version of tomorrow in which Jonestown continues. Father knows it. The siren sounds one more time. The pavilion fills. The vat comes out like every rehearsal. A tape recorder is running. 44 minutes of it survive. On the tape, Father is tired. He says the enemy will come by morning. He says the word he has used for a year, revolutionary suicide. And then, a voice. One woman near the front says no. She asks about Russia. She asks about the airlift. She says the babies deserve to live. For 6 minutes, one voice holds the whole architecture still. The crowd shouts her down, not the guards, the crowd. Every beam Father built holds. The rehearsed procedure resumes. The children are brought forward first. 909 people die in Jonestown. 304 of them are children. In the capital, a mother and her 3 children die on orders relayed by radio. 918 in one day. 33 people who were there that morning survive, hidden under beds, walked into the jungle, sent out on errands. When soldiers reach the settlement the next day, the loudspeakers are still on, static now. The world compresses the story into a phrase, drinking the Kool-Aid. The phrase is wrong 3 ways. It was a cheaper brand. It was laced with cyanide and sedatives. And for hundreds of people, the children, the elderly, the ones who ran, it was not a choice. The phrase says, those people were fools. The tape says something worse. They were people who had practiced, under a structure built for exactly one night. Take Jonestown apart, and the jungle is the least of it. Underneath, 4 beams. Isolation. 150 miles of forest. Passports in a lockbox. Nowhere to walk to. The exit was removed before anyone looked for it. Information control. 1 radio, censored letters. A voice on every pole, telling you what the world is. The map of reality was drawn by 1 man. Rehearsal. The White Knights. Each drill moved the line. On the last night, obedience was not a decision. It was muscle memory. Exit as betrayal. Confessions held as hostages. Families split as collateral. Leaving meant treason, and on the airstrip, treason was answered with rifles. 1 woman stood against all 4 beams at once, for 6 minutes with the tape running. The structure held, it was built to. 918 people did not fall for something. They were sealed inside something. This is the shape sight keeps finding, underneath every story we tell. Not what happened. What was built to make it possible.